Super Sunday is upon us in IPL 2024. We had two double headers yesterday with Punjab Kings taking on Delhi Capitals, and Punjab won that. Kolkata just about scraped through.
We had one double header yesterday.
One double header. I had two matches. One double header yesterday finished with Punjab, easy win. Kolkata escaping by the skin of their teeth. Sunday, the first game is upon us. Rajasthan Royals versus the Lucknow Super Giants. And the latest news I can give you is that Rajasthan Royals have opted to bat against the Lucknow Super Giants.
The big news though, let's first tell you the big news, because this is, let's say, the comeback for so many Indian players, and one Indian player that you were looking at very keenly. Of course, two of them did play yesterday in Rishabh Pant, Shreyas Iyer. The other Indian player we've all been excited about and have been rather, been looking forward to the IPL. That's KL Rahul, the captain of the Lucknow Super Giants. A big update as far as KL Rahul is concerned, and one coming in from his own teammate Quinton de Kock. In fact, prior to this toss, revealed that for the first few matches you will not see KL Rahul don the wicket keeping gloves. Now remember, if you're looking at the World T20, KL Rahul is trying to make his way into the side. He will have to be wicket keeping for his franchise. Only then are you looking at KL Rahul making a return to the side. But for the first few games, as a precautionary measure, KL Rahul, remember, underwent a lot of pain because of that quadricep injury that has kept him on the sidelines ever since that first test match that he played in the recently concluded series. He's not been seen after that, but KL Rahul will not be keeping for the first few games, Siddharth.
Of course, and see, this contest is much more important because of his rival captain, who's he going to face? Sanju Samson. Now look, there are 6 contenders for that one spot in the T20 World Cup, and in this match you're going to see 3 of them. You've got Sanju Samson, you've got a KL Rahul, you also potentially have a Dhruv Jurel. So yesterday Rishabh Pant gave his audition, and you're going to see 2 more. Today you'll see, in the evening time you'll see Ishan Kishan also. So today 3 players are auditioning for the T20 World Cup squad.
In the first match.
In the first match.
In totality 4.
4. So you're going to see all your World Cup contenders, because yesterday even Jitesh also gave an audition.
So 2 auditions were done yesterday, 4 happening today.
So this is why this match is going to be so important in the context of looking at the T20 World Cup, because 6 spots, but if one of them has a breakthrough IPL, then most likely he is taking that ticket to the Caribbean. And looking at KL Rahul, the start, first couple of games, already the sample size then decreases. Then it means he could be behind the pegging order, and if the selectors, everybody who's watching, they are not confident about his fitness, it won't be surprising if KL Rahul misses out on the T20 World Cup. Let's
be honest, Siddharth, aware of all the people that we spoke of, there are a few you can say that are right top of the pile, and there are others who, let's say 4, 5, 6, when you talk about the 6 players. KL Rahul for me is probably 4 and 5 right now, somewhere around that's where he's not top 3 right now. Sanju Samson, though, because of 100 that he got, let's say another format altogether, that's given him a new lease of life, let's say, that's given him some sort of a candidature in this whole process in many ways. He remains second fiddle to Jitesh Sharma. Remember, Jitesh and him occupy the top 2 spots, but what you need from both KL Rahul and Sanju Samson is to break away. You need breakaway seasons, let's say. KL Rahul just finishing in the top 4, top 5 run getters is not going to be enough for KL Rahul. He can afford to be not, in fact, it is funny in many ways that he can afford to not score truckloads of runs, KL Rahul, because he's going to be batting in the middle order. But it is how he gets those runs which is going to be looked at very closely in the case of KL Rahul. He will still need an excess of about 300, 350 runs to say the least. In fact, you're looking about 450, 500 runs maybe, given that he'll be batting at number 4, 5 for his franchise, in all likelihood number 4. But if he's not getting around that mark and at a strike rate of about 150 or so, I think KL Rahul and the man over here who has a strike rate of about 137 in his IPL career, both will be struggling otherwise.
Exactly. I mean, if you look at it, look at the way how Rishabh Pant auditioned. 18 of 12. Okay. Jitesh, as Harshit pointed out, is there as your number 1 pick. Okay. He's there. Backup, you are fighting for the 5 guys are fighting for that backup spot also. Rishabh Pant might be a left field selection if he has a superb IPL. But the guy who can upset the apple cart is either KL Rahul or Sanju Samson. But today, the Mumbai versus GT encounter, who knows, maybe Ishan Kishan is 6th in that 6 contenders.
It's a newfound derby.
It
You know,
is.
you talk about the El Clasico, you talk about the Northern Derby, the Southern Derby, and this and that, the Deccan Derby, whatever it is. But there's a newfound derby now because of captaincy swaps that have happened.
Home away from home derby.
Home away from home derby.
That
So many
is the
names
thing.
being given to it.
Exactly. So, this match for Sanju Samson and KL Rahul and Dhruv Jurel, and in the evening match for Ishan Kishan, Sunday, this particular date is very, very important for their starting quest for the T20 World Cup.
It's you know, it's interesting in many ways because, you know, it happens in football. Let's say on a super Sunday, let's say when you're heading towards the end of the season, the business end, when you know, teams are playing, let's say for the title, and you're just separated by a point. Let's say as things stand in the Premier League right now, 64, 63, 63, that's what it looks like. 1 point separating the top 3 teams right now. Now what happens is, if let's say Liverpool are to play on Saturday, then Arsenal playing on Sunday know what they need to do.
Yes.
So today Ishan Kishan will know what he has to do, because he would see not just 3, he would have seen 5 people having already auditioned before him. So
Yes.
Ishan would know, okay, by now, what's the top score? 15, maybe that came from Rishabh Pant. 18 from Rishabh Pant. He needs to get better than that. Sanju Samson, whatever he does, I need to do better than that.
Yes.
So it's interesting in many ways because Ishan has an advantage, knowing that he needs you know, whatever the score that he will have to score, because he would have seen 5 auditions happen already.
Absolutely. So that is why these matches today are incredibly important, and Shivam has put out our playing 11s. So let's first go to, okay, after this, let's just go to the Rajasthan Royals. And as usual, the trend that they have picked up is they are not going to play 4 foreigners. We saw it even last year. So look at the, let's see what is the,
by the way. Surprise for all of you all.
Number, let's look at it. Joss Butler, yes. Yashasvi Jaiswal, boy, he was in golden form during the test matches.
And in the IPL last year.
And in the IPL with over 500 runs, if I am not mistaken. Sanju, we pray that he has a good start and he continues the good start, because typical Sanju Samson in all his IPL career, 137 strike rate with over 3,200 runs. But unfortunately, it's marked by Manhattans and then by a trough. That is Sanju Samson. But the major surprise is Riyan Parag. I mean, he's coming into this IPL 2024 with 7 consecutive 50 plus scores. He was the lone warrior for Assam in the Syed Mushtaq Ali Trophy.
And the highest run getter of the Syed Mushtaq Ali Trophy. So he comes in with a lot of confidence, and guess what? That confidence, those runs in the domestic circuit has given him a promotion, a big one at that. This is, by the way, somebody who in his own words wanted to kill games, finish games off, finish off chases,
4 sixes
and whatnot. Now it's a different role for him altogether. It's a consolidation role. It's the role of an anchor that he may have to play at times, then suddenly shift gear. So it's interesting how from number 6, 7, he's now been promoted to number 4, and as a result, experienced players like a Shimron Hetmeyer have now been shown the 5th spot as a result, and it's completely changed the batting order for the Rajasthan Royals, because at number 5 you'll have Shimron Hetmeyer, at number 6 Dhruv Jurel, 7 Ashwin, 8 Sandeep Sharma, 9 Avesh Khan, 10 Yuzvendra Chahal, and number 11 Trent Bolt. I wonder though, Siddharth, they're batting only till Ravichandran Ashwin, and this is their batting 11 over here, and that worries me, because I think, you know, you want at least batting till number 8 if you're batting first, given the fact that you now have the luxury of getting in an impact player, which in their case should have been a bowler. But I wonder how they've put this team together.
See, since
are they in fact, correct me, are they thinking on doing something on the lines of what Delhi did yesterday? Maybe bring in a Pal right towards the end. They could be doing that.
That is the only likely strategy that will, because see, you got, since you are playing 3 foreigners, you can get in an impact player as a foreigner. See, Bolt, Hetmeyer and Butler, that's it, right? These are the 3 foreigners. So they can either get in a Rovman Powell like what they did with Delhi did with Abhishek Porel yesterday towards the fag end. But again, remember, your other overseas option is a Nandre Burger. Now a Trent Bolt there, you can't fit in a Nandre Burger.
Also, let's count the bowling options that they have. They've got 2 right here in Yuzi and Trent Bolt. Avesh makes it 3, Sandeep makes it 4. Ashwin makes it 5. So now you can get all 20 overs from these 5, and you've got a 6th bowling option in Riyan Parag.
Yes. But on this wicket, it was said that it is a very spin-friendly deck. And you've seen even last year also at the Savai Mansingh, run scoring was difficult. Lucknow, in fact, won their only game while defending 150 against the Rajasthan Royals by 10 runs. Last year, chasing was not and batting was not easy at the Savai Mansingh, and this is a day game here. So that is why 3 foreigners, but with Rovman Powell coming in, you have to only rely on your 5 bowlers.
I'm just thinking if who could be the likely player to be making way for Rovman Powell.
Most likely
you need these 3 gentlemen over there to be fielding. They're very good fielders. So Shimron, Hetmeyer, maybe Jurel goes out. That's the only name I can think of, because Captain Sanju Samson is also going to be wicket keeping. Maybe Jurel will then have to make way.
I know. No, or maybe if Hetmeyer doesn't do well.
But he's a good fielder.
But I think Rovman's a better fielder if you have to look at it. And remember, Rovman Powell, he's often batted at 5 and 6 in that particular range. That's why Hetmeyer makes it he's vulnerable then if he fails. So he could be subbed out and Powell comes in. Because you will need a Jurel to back up for Sanju in case Sanju doesn't want to keep. But
that's not happening. That's not happening again. He's remember in contention with Dhruv Jurel, and this is where he gets to call the shots. This is where he gets to call the shots.
You said no that he might be some of the players went number 5 or 6. I would count Jurel as number 5 or 6 for one simple reason. Where is he going to keep? In this Rajasthan Royals team, unless there is an injury or Sanju doesn't want to keep.
It's interesting that of all the 6 candidates, only he won't be wicket keeping.
Yeah, even KL.
Just for the moment, but KL Rahul, you do see him keeping. So we saw Rishabh Pant keep yesterday. Jitesh did. Ishan will be keeping in the evening. We know KL Rahul will be keeping at a certain point, and Sanju is the designated wicket keeper. So only Dhruv Jurel sort of misses out on his way. So it's a half an audition for him in many ways.
Exactly. See, with the bat, he impressed with the Rajasthan Royals last time. He had those good knocks against the Punjab Kings. He can adapt. He can play a test knock, but he can also play a T20 like IPL knock also. So that probably works, the flexibility factor in Dhruv Jurel. But Avesh Khan playing against his old franchisee, and how he will know the inside tricks about it. Basically, he's your designated death bowler along with Sandeep Sharma.
Avesh Khan at the death is a cause of worry.
Even Sandeep, but Sandeep has held his own. He won them the game against Chennai Super
Kings. Very good in the power play. That's his strong suit. We know that. But Avesh at the death, and you do expect maybe an over or 2 from Trent Bolt as well. But again, Bolt very good right at the top.
Yuzi actually is the best death bowler. Yuzi, if you have to look at, so Yuzi and Ashwin, those two will hold the key on this very slow Savai Mansingh Stadium. And if you have to look at Riyan Parag, might given this dibby dobblies, he once picked up a 4-wicket haul and hit 56 against RCB, but that was years back. So that is why now, what is the role that we will be looking to define? So a lot of conundrums in the Rajasthan Royals setup. Dhruv Jurel, Sanju Samson, that is one conundrum. Death overs, massive issue. And on top of that, 3 foreigners who, it will be Rovman Powell, but where
still a lot of match winners in this side. Still a lot of match winners, and
these 3, and if you have to look at it, these 3. Primarily, it's these 3.
It's these 3. Then you got the firepower of somebody like a Hetmeyer, Riyan Parag. Who knows if this actually is his season? And as I've been saying, if not this season, then maybe no season for Riyan Parag. You're coming into the IPL at the back of a lot of runs in S-Mat. As the highest run getter you're getting in the tournament, there is a lot of hype around you for years and years now. You've been given a lot of faith and have been shown a lot of support by the franchise. It is high time for Riyan Parag. Remember, there will be certain players who will be retained by the team. Riyan Parag, I think, will still have a franchise next year. But what better than your franchise retaining you? Nothing better than that.
See, this might be last chance saloon if Riyan Parag doesn't do well. Because this is the ideal opportunity. Okay, 7 consecutive 50+ scores. You've gotten a new role. If you don't do well in the Rajasthan Royals, then I think even for 2025 in the mega auction, he might struggle. He might struggle to get a franchise if he doesn't do well. Already he is way behind in the pecking order, and that is why now this season is make or break for Riyan Parag.
Anyhow, we spent enough time on the Rajasthan 11. Let's quickly tell you the Lucknow Super Giants 11. The big news, KL Rahul is only the designated captain, not the wicketkeeper. Quinton de Kock, that means, will be wicket keeping for the visitors over here. They've the guy who has now joined the team now.
The trade from LSG, RR, he's gone to LSG.
One that works well for him because he now gets to open. He gets to open, and this is where he got the maximum runs when a couple of seasons back he was playing for RCB as well. Ayush Badoni and not Deepak Hooda. Remember, when we were trying to make the 11 as well, we always kept a Badoni or a Deepak Hooda, and we were sure that both cannot be playing together, as is the case here as well. So Ayush Badoni at 3, KL Rahul at number 4, not number 5. Remember, in the Indian team, he will have to be playing at number 5 though. Interesting that KL Rahul is at number 4, Stoinis at 5, Pooran at 6, Pandya at 7, Ravi Bishnoi at 8. Then you got Naveen, Yash Thakur, Mohsin Khan.
Yash Thakur, remember, for Vidarbha, he's been really good, and even last year, he did bowl some very crucial death overs in the IPL for Lucknow Super Giants as well. So that's why Yash Thakur, with that round armish action, actually can do well. But everybody's eyes will be on Mohsin Khan. I mean, in the Syed Mushtaq Ali, 5 matches, he picked up 11 wickets. Last year, he had a career-threatening arm injury, which meant that, okay, he couldn't play for most of the year. But when he came back, I think it was the game against the Mumbai Indians, wherein he really held his own, and that is why fantastic to see Mohsin back. He has got that X factor along with Yash Dayal in the UP setup. If you look at the UP current crop of bowlers, very promising if you look at Mohsin and Yash Dayal in that sense. So that's why Mohsin, left-hander, Yash Thakur, even right-handed, but with a very slingy kind of an action. Naveen ul Haq with his cutters could be your designated death overs, but all eyes will be on Ravi Bishnoi. Ravi Bishnoi was in top form during the Australia series, and he was really good in that. And you have Krunal Pandya as your left arm spinner. You also have a bowling option in Marcus Stoinis, but whether he will bowl, that remains to be seen, because he's not been bowling that much, and he's just coming off a back injury, which meant that Stoinis did not have to play that much. After the West Indies series, he probably missed the New Zealand series because of that back injury. So maybe Australia will not want to risk Stoinis bowling that much. So that is your playing 11, but I think stability wise, Lucknow hold the edge over RR.
I feel the same as well. I feel the same, and this, remember, is their bowling 11.
Yes.
They will bring in another batter, let's not forget. Also, let's tell you the substitutes that Lucknow have over here. Shivam, can we have a look at the substitutes for Lucknow?
Yeah, because I think most likely, if you look at it, since they are playing 4 foreigners, you can't have a foreigner as a thing, as is not the case with So go up a bit.
You'll just have to scroll up, I think.
Yeah, because if you look at it for Rajasthan, they can make it. So there is a Deepak Hooda, there is a Mayank Yadav, there is Amit Mishra, Prerak Mankad, and Krishnappa Gautam.
He could be the guy.
Now on this particular kind of a deck, but Krishnappa Gautam gives you the depth also. So maybe if you want who does he replace? That is the thing.
So he can easily come in for a Bishnoi, I feel, or maybe a Mohsin.
Mohsin, yeah.
Mohsin.
Most likely.
Bishnoi can still maybe connect.
Or will they go into the Deepak Hooda? Because if you go into the Deepak Hooda and you leave out a Mohsin or a Yash Thakur, but where do they bat? Badoni, does he bat at number 6? Then Deepak Hooda at 3, KL at 4, Stoinis, Pooran, Krunal, and then Badoni at 8.
See, the mistake that LSG were making last year, and again, it's the same problem this time around as well. Too many middle order batters, as we've been saying, which looks like a muddle order. And what they were doing last year, they were playing both Badoni and Hooda at number 6, 7. For Badoni in particular, it wasn't working out. Hooda wasn't able to replicate the kind of performances we saw from him a couple of seasons back. He too has been shown faith by the franchise, but now he sees himself out of the 11 right now. Again, if he is to come in, I think he's going to be again batting at 6, 7, which I think makes him a little rudderless over there in those positions.
I would rather go in with a Krishnappa Gautam, because what he will give you is he's got depth in the batting also. He can make the big hits, and since LSG are chasing, then that is a big issue in that sense. So that's why I think LSG's impact subs are not giving me that much of confidence.
But I think it'll be Hooda, because again, if you're looking at some hitting, because Krishnappa Gautam offers you equally, let's say, with the ball as well. And if I'm just, let's say, bringing in an impact player and I will need a batter because they're going to be batting second, I think I'm looking at somebody pure bat, pure bat, and that's only Deepak Hooda that I see in that lineup over there. Amit Mishra, Prerang Mankad is also there, but Hooda's experience far greater than any of the other substitutes.
So mostly either a Mohsin or a Yash go out, Yash Thakur and Deepak Hooda comes in. That's your impact for Lucknow Super Giants. For Rajasthan Royals, I think it will be Rovman Powell, but who does he replace? That is the big question that we are looking at. So that is
could be again, I think, could be Yuzi also for all you know.
Yuzi, maybe.
Yuzi with the
or Avesh.
Or Avesh. Either of those go out. But before we run out of time, there's just about a couple of minutes left before the batters also, get ready to face the first ball. We'll take a few questions.
We'll take a few questions because see, 3 matches have happened in in the encounter between RR and LSG. 2 matches have been won by RR and both happened in neutral venues, Brabon and Wankhede. But LSG won in RR's home fortress of the Savai Mansingh.
Have you also shown, so here it is.
1-2, 1-1.
The head-to-head.
Head-to-head. 3 matches. And so, if I don't think they're playing more than twice, if that's the thing. So, that's the current situation. So, then if you look at it, Akash Bharadwaj, guys, I feel KL will bat at 4, but yeah, Akash, he is batting at 4. Although I don't know what is his particular situation that you're looking at. Because he's not going to bat in the Indian cricket team at number 4.
That, by the way, is very interesting, and it's time that you sort of address it. There are many players in contention that you're looking at from the World Cup perspective who will not actually be batting at positions where they are expected to bat for the Indian team. Virat Kohli is also one of those players. Let's not make any bones about it. Virat Kohli is opening. He won't be opening for the Indian team. KL Rahul is not going to be batting at number 4. A certain Surya Kumar Yadav will be batting at number 4. So it's interesting how these performances are then interpreted and what you then sort of expect from players. But KL Rahul is designated number 4 and not 5 or 6 where he will be playing for the Indian team.
Sports fan is saying batting order of LSG is difficult to comprehend. Really? I thought that was the easiest to make. Okay, there might be a conundrum over the Badoni situation and Deepak Hooda. Where do you fit both of them? And whether Stoinis, Puran, depending upon the situation, maybe that is also the conundrum that they're facing. But maybe if a left-hander goes out, then a left-hander comes in. Puran, by the way, has been in top form in the build-up to the IPL. He's one of the leading run-getters in T20. So, let's see how Puran shapes up on these slow decks. Ashish Dhar is saying, Joss Butler could be handed captaincy reins of RR. Sanju can focus on his batting.
Not happening.
Not happening. See, as we have mentioned, mostly it is Jitesh and one of these 5 who's making it. I think Sanju, as I mentioned, T20 World Cup here, he'll play ODIs.
And one of the things that RR as a franchise have done is, they've not been very fickle with such decisions. Remember, it's the same franchise which has been getting a lot of appreciation for the faith that they've shown in youngsters, for the fact that over the years they also, much like some of the other successful teams and much more successful than them, they also now have a core of sorts, and that's something that has attracted a lot of not just appreciation but a lot of fan base as well. A lot of people now connect to the franchise as a result because they have stuck to a young core, and these are players, some of them have now made it to the Indian team as well, and that's credit to the franchise.
Okay, so Priyanshu, Sid and Harshit, LSG is winning this. Mohsin and Bishnoi do the damage. By the way, Mohsin is opening the bowling and I think it is going to be Yashasvi on strike. So that is a concern. Yeah, I mean, I have picked LSG to win this encounter because somewhere I think RR's death bowling is not giving me that much of confidence. So I have picked LSG as the winners of this because they have a much more settled unit rather than RR, and going with an overseas impact, I think that will hurt them. Ashish Dhar, will KL Rahul go to T20 World Cup without wicket keeping? Simple answer, no.
No, not happening.
He can't come into the Indian team as a pure batter alone because you already got a Hardik, you got a Surya, you got a Rohit, you got a Yashasvi, Virat, you got a Rinku. He can't come in as a batter alone. He has to be a wicket-keeper bat. And that is why 6 contenders are there for that one spot. Jitesh is leading the front. 2 guys who I potentially see changing the entire equation is maybe a Rishabh Pant and an Ishan Kishan. Unless KL keeps in the remainder of the games. That is the current situation. So, predictions, Harshit, what do you think? RR versus LSG?
Score predictions first?
Score and team, if you can.
Since Rajasthan batting first, I think I'll go with
It's a spin-friendly deck with a pretty good spin bowling attack that LSG. Think I'm looking at about 165 from
Okay.
Rajasthan Royals, but I think on this surface, for some reason today, Lucknow give me much more settled vibe,
Yes.
let's say. So I think I'll pick Lucknow to be winners in this particular encounter.
Lucknow to be winners, and I pick 150
Okay.
for Rajasthan Royals. But I think Lucknow's batting and the bowling depth is also pretty good, and that is why I think Lucknow should win this. And I think Rajasthan Royals, their death bowling has to step up. Only then a miracle is possible. But 150, 165, we'll be back for the mid innings. So the game has started. Mohsin's started off really well in that sense. So let's see how he shapes up. From me and Harshad, that's bye-bye guys. Thank you so much. We'll join you back for the mid innings. And don't forget to subscribe to Sports Today for all the latest news and analysis. Bye-bye.